Hey guys, what is going on? It is Chris here, and as you see there by the title, it was a very good night for us for premium lineups last night. Both of them finished a top 2%, so a very good night for premium lineups. Um, yeah, not too bad. And the night before, didn't do a video, but we scored a 320, so it was also a pretty good win as well. So, yeah, Fanduel's picking up pretty good. We'd love to have you guys join us. Only $50 a month, and as you see there, you can easily make some pretty good money. These are sorry, this is obviously my winnings. A lot of our subs won hundreds and hundreds as well. So, yeah, definitely not too bad. But yeah, let's get into it. So, like I said, both these were premium lineups that were provided 3032 and a 301.5. So, yeah, we'll just break down both of them. Went Jeff Teague here for sure. We got announcement that he was going to play about 40 minutes, but him and Wiggins were going to play about 40 minutes before lock. So, I thought for sure had to put him in there. The total was like, 230 or something like that. As you see, they're only finished at a 207, but had to definitely stack that Minnesota-New Orleans game for sure. And like I said, Jeff Teague did pretty good. On the other lineup, I had Spencer Dinwiddie just because of Karis LeVert. He was out, obviously, with his injury. Russell didn't really play much either. They let Dinwiddie play quite a bit, and he didn't do too bad with the 28-1, so I'll take that. Over here, put in Shelvin Mack. I liked him, his matchup here against Milwaukee, and I knew no one was going to have him, so solid 32.7. Those were two, obviously, cheaper options that I was hoping to pay off, and they did. DeRozan kind of sucked for me. If he had a little bit more, definitely could have took down the tournament. Usually gets 40, but didn't play the last 5-6 minutes because surprisingly a blowout to Phoenix. Wiggins for this one went off with a 46-2. McCollum and both these with a 34. Over here, this is insane. LeBron James, 4% ownership with a 77.5. That dude went off. Over here, had Nikola Mirotic. I thought he could be lower owned just because coming back from injury. He only had 30.5, unfortunately. Didn't really have any assists, so that hurt him a little bit. Had Hayward on both of them. He was complete trash, honestly, the first half. He had, 4 or 5 points. Turned it on there a little bit in the fourth quarter, which definitely helped out. On this one here, I went Griffin just because I knew this should be a pretty good game with Casey coming back to Toronto, and he had a pretty good matchup with Noah Ibaka on him. And same reason for Siakam in both of these is because, like I said, Noah Ibaka, so I had to put him in there. Went Noah Vonleh here. I thought he would do a little bit more against OKC, but just didn't do it. But it was my low score drop, so it didn't matter. Then Jonas had 21-2, a little bit of foul trouble as well. This game should have went to overtime, but I think it was Reggie Bullock who hit the game winner, which kind of sucked because I had, 2 or 3 guys into that game, but still definitely not going to complain. It was a pretty good night for us. We'll definitely take it for sure. So yeah, we'd love to have you guys on board. $50 a month, $350 for the season, including playoffs. To get in on it, check out our website down there in the comment section and follow the steps to get signed up, and also hit us up on Twitter. That will be down there in the comment section below if you have any questions. So yeah, pretty good night for us last night. Hopefully you guys had a pretty good one as well. So yeah, only 3 games today, but for the most part, some pretty good totals, and the spreads are pretty close besides this Denver game here. But Atlanta, they actually have been playing some of these hard teams actually pretty good. They played Lakers pretty good, and they played Golden State. Obviously, they were down, but played them pretty good too. So hopefully Atlanta can stay in it a little bit. They got, there's a couple injuries all over the board to look at. So anyway, locks at 8 o'clock Eastern time, so keep that in mind, 1 hour later than normal. So let's get into it. Golden State and Houston, 220 and Houston by 2. So as you guys all know what's going on with Durant and Draymond Green, they're getting in fights and stuff, and Draymond talking about KD and free agency and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, Draymond, he is game time decision, doesn't show up here, but he has kind of a toe or a foot injury that he's looking at, so he is game time decision. Apparently that's what's wrong. I don't know if that's what's really wrong or they're still having issues. Obviously, have no idea, but he is game time decision. If he doesn't play, Jonas Jerebko for sure should step up again. I think he's in a pretty good spot if Draymond's out. Yeah, pretty solid for Jerebko, 32-6. Don't expect that again, but even 24-25, I'll take Jerebko. But unfortunately, he'll be 60-70% owned since everybody knows what he did last game. Don't mind Capella if you want to go this way. Kevin Looney, I don't think he looked too bad last game. He had 22 and 20, so you can look at him. Doesn't play big minutes, but he's an all-around player. He's another cheap option there as well. Harden, don't mind him. Don't mind Sinclair. Let's go look at the DVP. Quinn Cook gets a negative, obviously, against Chris Paul. Paul gets a +4.7. Clay and Durant, both of them almost a +6. So, obviously, you're going to want to target these two guys here. Harden only a -1.7, so he's still playable. Capella a negative 0.9, but like I said, this should be a good one. I'm not too afraid of, Looney's not a bad defender, but, Jones and Jerebko to really take on Capella, so I think he could get you at 35-40 as he usually does here. So, usually don't like Chris Paul, but, he's been playing a little better recently, so I like him. Quinn Cook, he looked good last game, but, man, like I said, he's going up against CP3 defense, so I don't know how that's really going to work for him. You can maybe look at Iguodala coming off the bench if you want, but Harden and Clay for sure. Don't know what's going on with Gary Clark. I don't really know who will come in for him. He did come back in that last game, but he was trashed last game. So if he's out, I guess maybe Eric Gordon. They're pretty slim there. So, if Draymond's out, Jones, Jerebko, and then, like I said, Capella, all the stars, Kevin Durant, CP3, Harden, and Clay, they're all in play. Just depends on how many you can get in your lineup. All right, moving on. Atlanta and Denver, 222 total, and Denver by 12. So Jokic is game time decision. I personally think he's going to play. He is a pretty tough cookie. He went to the X-ray room, as you see there, following the loss, but he said he's fine. So I think he'll play. If for some reason he doesn't play, fire up Plumlee and Trey Lyles for sure. If Alex Len doesn't play, you can look at Miles Plumlee, not an offensive guy at all, but he's going to have to play 25, 30 minutes because they're really, really, really thin at power forward center position, so he might get you 20 points if you need it. And then obviously Omar Spellman, you can look at him. Alex Proethus, sorry. You can look at those guys. They're not really effective, but, I mean, they're going to get minutes, so you can look at them. Spellman's not too bad when he gets a little bit of usage, but he is going up against a pretty good defense here. So let's go look at it. Lynn gets a +4.5 if he plays. Only thing with him, he might get in foul trouble against Jokic. Millsap a +4.8. Hernan Gomez a +3.9. Murray and Harris a +11. That's insane. The only thing that sucks is it's a blowout risk, but these guys are in some of the best spots of the year here, DVP-wise. So definitely look at Murray and Harris. I know they really haven't been doing too much recently, but this is a very good game for him. So it's kind of hard to not stack Denver in this game just because their DVP is so good. But like I said, it's a blowout risk, only a 17% chance of winning in this one. Nuggets have been slowing down a little bit, but, I don't know. Hopefully Atlanta can keep up with them, but I don't know, man. Trae Young, he's been trash. So he hasn't really been helping Atlanta too much. Lynn's looking half decent, but so we'll have to see. We'll have to see with these injuries what's going on. Monte Morris, I forgot to mention him. I love Monte in this one, and I think a lot of people will as well. Been playing pretty good, 28, 26, 28 in his last three, 5,200. You can definitely look at him for sure. You can look at Prince if you need to. He might get you his 28 to 30. I do like Jamal Murray. Like I said, he hasn't been too much recently, but point guard's really not that good. You can maybe go Chris Paul and then go punt with Brian Forbes or Beverly or something like that, but that's up to you guys. Don't mind this game. I do like Denver in this one, but I just don't want it to be a blowout. Both these guys, both of them didn't play yesterday, so they are first to go. So watch the Jokic and watch that Lynn news for sure, but I don't mind it. I really don't mind a couple from that one. All right, San Antonio and the Clippers. So San Antonio, as you saw, they got blown out last night against the Suns. Aldridge was just straight trash. We got 219 in the Clippers by 5. So we'll see what Popovich does here tonight. They are getting a little bit further into the season. They do have some veterans on there like Aldridge. But like I said, he was terrible last night, so maybe he steps it up here tonight. As normal, Harris, Montrezl Harrell, those guys are both in play. Rudy Gay, I think he's going to play in this one. Let me make sure. Wested Wednesday. So, yeah, it looks like he should be back in here today. So you can definitely look at him maybe 2023 if you need to. How much is he? Never mind, he's 56. You can look at DeRozan for sure. If Bradley's out again, I don't mind. So Mr. Lou Williams called him last game. He went off for, 44? 40 points. So, yeah, he's been solid for sure since Bradley's been out. So he's still only $6,800. And then Shea Glorious Alexander, look at him, 6,000. Another guy in a good spot, playing big minutes and very productive. So, yeah, don't mind this Clippers side for sure in this one. You can look at White, but the dude's very expensive, a lot cheaper on DK if you're going that way. And like I said, you can look at Brian Forbes as normal, his 18 to 19 if that's what you need. And then you can look at Beverly, another one of those guys that either gets you 17, 18, or he can get you his 23, 24. So point guard's kind of not the greatest tonight, so let's try and get you a lineup here. Well, not a lineup as normal. Plug in a couple guys. So we're going to go Chris Paul. We're going to go Alexander. I guess we can go look at the DVP. I forgot to show you that. 3.5, Alexander. Beverly, a +4. DeRozan, a +2.4. Aldridge, like I said, was terrible last night, but a +5.4. Depending on where he plays, power forward or center, we'll have to see. Then Harris gets a +3.4, same as Harrell as well. So, yeah, don't mind that late game at all. So we're going to go that way. We're going to go Alexander here. Shooting guard, let me go see. If you want to go DeRozan, Clay, you can. You can go Clay, Lou. You can, if you really want to, you can go Harden, maybe Monte Morris. That doesn't give you much money though. You don't really need Harden. I probably have. Shoot, I don't know. He's actually been pretty good. Like I said, I was gonna say go KD, but I don't know, man. With what's been going on, he's been up and down emotionally. Shoot, you might have to just go Harden here. And they're at home as well, so I like Harden and KD. Like I said, KD's having some issues. That last game, shot just wasn't looking too good. So, I mean, that's still with KD. I think he'll break out of that little argument. But if I could only have one, I'm looking at Harden in this one. And like I said, you can go Monte Morris. And then let me see here. Small forward is it's bad. Maybe go Hernan Gomez, and then you can go to, I guess, Kerry Harris. Oh, I guess. And then, like I said, you can look at Aldridge, Harris, Harrell if you want to, Trey Lyles, all depending on what's going on with Jokic, same as Spellman, depending on Alex Lynn. And then Capella, man, this is terrible here. Capella, if you want to spend up. If you don't want to spend up, depending on Draymond, you can go Kevin Looney if you want to. So, yeah, there's definitely quite a bit of little injuries here on a 3-game slate, so definitely keep an eye on those. Yeah, like I said, I got quite a bit of Denver guys. That does scare me a little bit because of the blowout. So if you want to switch it up, you can. If you don't want Gary Harris, maybe try and get KD. I mean, Prince, they're not really good spots. There's no one else I'd really punt with. So you're kind of stuck there. You're kind of stuck with Harris or go up to Durant. But obviously, if you go Harden and Durant, it's almost impossible to get a pretty good lineup in there. So tonight, you might have to, if you want to go crazy GPP, you can. If not, I would just say play straight up Paul, Alexander, and go to Rose and Clay if you want, or Harden and Morris. You can definitely do that. Small forward is trash. Power forward's not bad. And then probably just punt your center position depending on the news here. So short video, not much really to talk about. Like I said, you have all those injuries to look at, so definitely keep an eye on those. So, yeah, like I said, pretty good night for us last night. These were both premium lineups. Like I said, top 2% finish 5th and 8th there. So, love to have you guys on board. $50 a month, $350 for the season, including playoffs. To get in on that, check out our website down there in the comment section below. And if you have any questions, about signing up, check out our Twitter down there and in the comment section as well. So that is it. Like I said, only 3-game slate. Friday slate is looking pretty good as well. So definitely check out the video for Friday. So, alrighty, guys. Hope you guys all have a pretty good day, and we'll see you guys all here tomorrow.